Let's talk about the driverless car, once the stuff of science fiction novels and blockbuster movies, a wild dream that seemed centuries away. Today that dream is rolling through our neighborhoods and city centers, quietly but surely transforming the way we move. Driverless cars are no longer just prototypes or test vehicles, they're becoming a common sight, seamlessly blending into the flow of daily traffic. Companies like Waymo, Tesla, and a growing list of tech innovators are at the forefront of this revolution. They're not just selling cars, they're selling a vision of the future, one where convenience, efficiency, and above all, safety are dramatically improved. Imagine a world where traffic jams are less stressful, commutes are more productive, and accidents are far less common. Let's face it, humans are, frankly, terrible drivers. We get distracted by our phones, lose our tempers in traffic, and make split-second mistakes that can have serious consequences. Every year, millions of accidents are caused by human error, costing lives and billions of dollars. Autonomous vehicles, on the other hand, are equipped with an array of sensors, LiDAR, radar, cameras, that give them a 360-degree view of their surroundings. Their reaction times are measured in milliseconds, and they never get tired, distracted, or emotional. They simply do what they're programmed to do. Drive safely and efficiently. This isn't just a new feature or a fancy upgrade, it's a complete reimagining of what a car can be. The traditional steering wheel, pedals, and dashboard are being replaced by sleek interfaces, touchscreens, and even living room-like interiors designed for relaxation or productivity. The autonomous vehicle market is already worth billions, and the numbers are only climbing. Tech giants and automakers are pouring in investments that dwarf the budgets of entire countries, betting big on a future where human drivers are optional. This is no longer just a techie's hobby or a Silicon Valley experiment, it's a full-blown industrial shift, pulling the entire transportation sector into a new era. Factories are retooling, engineers are reimagining mobility, and cities are preparing for a world where cars drive themselves. But as our vehicles get smarter, we're faced with some tough questions. Who's responsible when a driverless car makes a mistake? How do we assign blame or liability in a world where the driver might be an algorithm? What happens when things go wrong? Who pays for damages or injuries? Our current insurance and legal systems were built for a world where humans were always behind the wheel. Now, lawmakers, insurers, and tech companies are scrambling to update old rules and invent new ones, trying to keep pace with technology that's evolving faster than ever before. The humble steering wheel, once the symbol of freedom and control, may soon be as quaint as a hand-crank starter or a horse-drawn carriage, a relic from a time when humans were in charge of the road. Welcome to the dawn of the driverless era, where the future of transportation is arriving faster than you might think. Auto insurance used to be simple. If you made a mistake behind the wheel, you paid for it. Your driving record, your history of accidents or tickets, and your ability to avoid fender benders determined how much you owed each month. The rules were clear, and the blame was easy to assign. If you ran a stop sign or rear-ended someone, it was your responsibility, and your insurance rates reflected that risk. For decades, insurance companies built their business on tracking human behavior, how fast you drove, how carefully you braked, and whether you followed the rules of the road. Your premiums were a direct reflection of your personal choices and habits behind the wheel, but now, with the rise of self-driving cars, everything is changing. When a car is in control, who's responsible in a crash? The passenger, the vehicle itself, or the company that programmed its brain? Suddenly, the lines of accountability blur, and the old rules no longer apply. The risk is shifting away from human error and toward product error. Instead of worrying about distracted drivers, insurers are now scrutinizing the reliability of complex software, the accuracy of sensors, and the integrity of millions of lines of code. Insurance is becoming a question of technology, not just driving skill. In the future, your auto policy might look more like a tech warranty than the traditional insurance you're used to. Coverage could focus on software failures, hardware malfunctions, and even cyber threats, rather than just collisions and careless driving. Insurers are now concerned about faulty sensors that misread the road, buggy updates that introduce new risks, and the possibility that a simple software patch could cause a major accident. And there's a new threat on the horizon: hackers. The idea that someone could remotely take control of your car is no longer science fiction. Insurers must now consider the risk of cyber attacks, data breaches, and digital sabotage. The big question isn't just did you run a red light, but did the code glitch at the worst possible moment? Faulty algorithms and software bugs could be the new culprits in tomorrow's accidents. Instead of safe driving discounts, you might see lower premiums for cars with top-rated software, regular security updates, and proven reliability. Your car's digital health could matter more than your own driving record. In this new world, your car's IT department and the engineers behind its code could have a bigger impact on your insurance than your ability to parallel park or merge onto the highway. The insurance game is changing, fast. As cars get smarter, the questions get tougher and the stakes get higher for everyone on the road. Here's the upside. Driverless cars are much safer than human-driven ones. Studies show AVs are involved in over 90% fewer injury accidents. Fewer crashes should mean lower insurance costs, right? Not so fast. When AVs do crash, repairs are astronomically expensive. A fender bender that once cost a few $100 can now run into the thousands, thanks to all those sensors and cameras. The average repair bill is soaring, and that's before AVs are everywhere. So, while accidents are rarer, each one is a financial gut punch. Insurance costs might drop per mile, but sky-high repair bills could eat up those savings. We're trading frequent cheap accidents for rare wallet-crushing ones. The future of insurance? Still an open question. It's a paradox: safer roads but pricier mistakes. In the old days, car crashes meant blaming drivers. Now, with AVs, the blame shifts to the companies behind the code. If a driverless car messes up, is it the passenger's fault or the manufacturer's? Every accident could spark a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against tech giants. Companies like Waymo now insure their entire fleets, taking on the risk directly. Every software update, every sensor, is a potential legal liability. A single bug could cause thousands of accidents at once, a nightmare for manufacturers. The legal landscape is shifting from personal responsibility to corporate accountability. Every driverless car is a rolling legal experiment. You'd think we'd have clear rules for 2-ton robots on the road. Think again. The US has a patchwork of state laws. What's legal in Arizona might be banned in California. For car makers, it's a logistical nightmare. For consumers, it's confusing and risky. Cross a state line and the rules and your rights change. There's no single federal standard for safety or liability. While federal officials talk about a unified framework, we're not there yet. States are left to regulate a technology they barely understand. It's like asking your town council to oversee nuclear power. Until we get clear national rules, we're driving blind into the automated future. The Wild West of AV law is real and risky. Federal agencies aren't ignoring AVs, especially when things go wrong. Tesla's full self-driving system is under intense scrutiny from the NHTSA. The focus? Not catastrophic failures, but everyday challenges like sun glare and fog. These are conditions human drivers handle daily, but AVs still struggle. The NHTSA's investigations push companies to be transparent about their tech's limits. They force accountability and help shape better regulations. The Tesla probe is a real-world test of whether AVs can handle the messy reality of the road. Before we trust these systems, they need to prove they can handle more than just perfect weather. Let's add another twist: cryptocurrency. Some car makers and insurers are experimenting with accepting Bitcoin or Ethereum for payments. But the real innovation is blockchain and smart contracts, self-executing agreements coded into the system. Imagine your AV gets in a fender bender. The car records the data, sends it to a blockchain, and a smart contract instantly pays the repair shop in crypto. No paperwork, no waiting, just instant automated claims. AVs generate precise accident data, making automated insurance payouts possible. This could make claims transparent and lightning fast, the promised seamless automated insurance in a digital world. The future of car insurance might be written in code. A future where cars pay for their own repairs in crypto sounds great, until you look closer. Crypto is wildly volatile. Your $50,000 car could cost $60,000 or $40,000 by the time the payment clears. Who eats the loss? Buyer or seller? For insurers, it's a nightmare for financial planning. Then there's regulation. Governments demand strict anti-money laundering checks. But crypto's semi-anonymous nature makes compliance tough. Legal and compliance costs can be huge. And don't forget taxes. Every crypto transaction is a taxable event, adding complexity for consumers. These hurdles make widespread crypto adoption in auto insurance tricky. The tech is promising, but the real world isn't ready yet. The crypto-powered future is still a work in progress. So where does this leave us? As we stand on the edge of a technological revolution, it's clear that the way we move, insure, and even think about cars is about to change forever. The world is shifting beneath our feet, and the choices we make now will echo for decades. We're racing toward a future where driving, risk, and even money are being reinvented. The streets we know today will soon be filled with vehicles that drive themselves, communicate with each other, and make split-second decisions without human input. This isn't just about convenience, it's about reimagining the very fabric of our daily lives. AVs promise fewer accidents and more free time, letting us reclaim hours once lost to traffic jams and commutes. But there's a catch. The cost of repairs for these high-tech machines is sky high, and not every mechanic will be able to fix them. Specialized parts and software updates could mean longer waits and bigger bills. Insurance is shifting from personal policies to product liability for tech giants. Instead of drivers being responsible for accidents, the companies that design and build these vehicles may be on the hook. This could upend the entire insurance industry, forcing companies to rethink how they assess risk and set premiums. The legal system is scrambling to keep up, with a patchwork of state laws and little federal guidance. Judges and lawmakers are facing questions they've never seen before. Who's at fault when a car drives itself? How do you prove negligence when a machine is in control? The answers are far from clear. Crypto and smart contracts could automate claims, making payouts faster and more transparent. Imagine a world where your insurance claim is settled in seconds, not weeks. But these technologies also bring new risks: cyber attacks, coding errors, and regulatory headaches that could create as many problems as they solve. Watch for federal rules. When they arrive, they'll shape the future of AVs. National standards could bring clarity and consistency, but getting lawmakers to agree won't be easy. The debate over safety, privacy, and innovation is just beginning, and the outcome will affect every driver, passenger, and company in America. Insurance companies will have to adapt, and the first big AV lawsuits will set the rules for everyone. These landmark cases will determine who pays when things go wrong, and their ripple effects will be felt across the industry. The stakes couldn't be higher. The road ahead is full of promise and potholes. We're heading into uncharted territory where innovation and uncertainty go hand in hand. Buckle up, because the journey will test our laws, our patience, and our imagination. The ride into the driverless future will be fascinating and anything but smooth. Whether you're a driver, a passenger, or just someone watching from the sidelines, one thing is certain: the future of transportation is coming fast, and it's going to be a wild ride.